Have you ever wondered why the more we strive to accumulate more knowledge, more possessions, more connections, the heavier and more lost our souls feel? We live in an era of addition where society convinces us that perfection is the result of filling every void. But the truth might be exactly the opposite. Perfection is not an addition. It is a radical subtraction. You do not need to become someone great. You simply need to strip away the masks so that the greatness already within you can finally breathe. Let us travel back in time to Florence, Italy, in the early 16th century. Imagine standing in a vast sculptor's workshop where the air is thick with the scent of marble dust and the golden Mediterranean sun streams through high arched windows. In the center of the room stands a colossal block of Carrara marble, over 5 meters tall, cold, and rugged. This block was known as the Giant, and it had sat abandoned for 40 years. Many great artists before had examined it, only to shake their heads and walk away, citing its awkward fractures and impossible proportions. To them, it was a ruined piece of stone. Then came a young man with fire in his eyes, Michelangelo Buonarroti. He did not see a flawed stone. He saw a soul in captivity. For 3 long years, the workshop echoed with the rhythmic, decisive clink, clink of a chisel hitting stone. Michelangelo worked in near total silence, isolated from the world. He brought no extra materials to add to the block. Instead, armed only with a hammer and a chisel, he meticulously removed the superfluous stone. Every strike was an act of liberation. He chipped away the roughness to reveal the delicate veins on the back of a hand. He carved away the dull exterior to unveil the resolute gaze of a hero. When the statue of David was finally unveiled, all of Florence stood in awe. It was not merely a statue. It was the pinnacle of the human spirit. A city official, struck by its magnificence, asked Michelangelo, "How could you create such a perfect masterpiece from a block of stone that everyone else had rejected?" Michelangelo replied with words that have since become immortal. "David was already there in the block. I only had to remove the superfluous stone to let him emerge." Michelangelo's philosophy holds a profound truth that the modern world often forgets. We frequently think of self-improvement as building a tower. Each level must be higher than the last. But the lesson of David teaches us that your best self is not something that needs to be created from nothing. It is already there, whole and magnificent, but buried under layers of dust, the dust of fear, doubt, social conditioning, and toxic habits we unknowingly collect throughout our lives. In your own life, the rough stone is the ego, cluttered by vanity. When you remove envy, compassion emerges. When you remove the lies you tell yourself, authenticity shines. When you remove distraction, your true talent reaches its maturity. As your companion on this journey, I must confess that I, too, spent many years trying to layer myself with shiny facades. I thought that if I had one more degree, one more title, or the validation of the crowd, I would finally be perfect. But the more I added, the emptier I felt. It was only when I found the courage to pick up the chisel and start removing toxic relationships, removing the need to please everyone, and removing the paralyzing fear of failure. That is when I began to see my own David. I have two sincere pieces of advice for you. First, take the time to identify the superfluous stone in your life. It might be a negative belief that you aren't good enough, or a habit of procrastination. Face it directly, and have the courage to chip it away. Second, do not fear the process of refinement. Letting go of the old is often painful, much like marble enduring the strike of the hammer. But remember, every fragment that falls is a burden lifted. You do not need to do more. To be worth more, you are already a masterpiece. Your only task is to have the courage to remove what is not truly yours. Sow another seed of wisdom for your soul every day by subscribing to Seeds of Life. Together, we will grow stronger from these valuable lessons.